Hi, this is Dr. Cox. I wanted to give you a walkthrough for what's expected the next 4 weeks in our course. So I'm just basically going to take you a tour through Blackboard. A lot of this is familiar to those of you that have had Blackboard before, but if you've not, pay attention because I'm going to walk you through it. Over on the left-hand side is where all the important information starts from. This is just what you see right here. Meet your instructor is required by Kaiser, but there's some good information there too. When you click on it, eventually, page comes up. It's information about me. It gives you contact points of how to get a hold of me, email. It also shows you when our live sessions are. Live sessions are going to be every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. I'll talk to you a little bit more about those here in a couple of minutes. There's a welcome video which kind of talks you through what's going to go on over the next 4 weeks, some information about me and my background, your textbook, which is required for the course, and a recommendation that you really consider getting the publication manual of the American Psychological Association, the 6th edition, because you're going to be using that a lot in the psychology undergraduate program. And then there's multiple places. I've emailed you, I've sent you announcements that tells you exactly how to start going through this process and how to start doing everything that's required in the course. And that's always over here under Meet Your Instructor. Homepage is just that. Basically shows the announcements, not much else other than that. This is the help desk. If you have any problems at all, click on the help desk. They can help you go through there. There's also a connection, not on my screen, but there's a connection on the main screen when you come in that you can access your email as well. The syllabus, you can download it anytime. It's right here. It's also printed out below here, giving you information about what's going to go on. What's interesting is the course objectives. When you get to the post-test at the end of the term, the post-test covers most of the course objectives, so those are good to know. Discussion I'm going to skip because you're going to come back to it later. Kaiser Live is how we're going to do our live sessions every week. So Wednesday night, you click right here. It pops up. All you do is hit join room. You can test your video, you can test your audio. I'll leave the audio connected so you can talk directly to me, or you can just type in text, whichever one's more convenient to you. If for some reason you're not able to come to the live session and you miss it, it will be recorded, and you can come up within about 2 hours after it's actually recorded. Type in the date, or type in click on the date that you're looking for. When you click on that, it'll hit go right here, and it'll bring up all of the sessions that are open. There will be one session recorded every single week on Wednesday evening. That's important because the live sessions we're going to cover in detail some of the stuff you need to know for the midterm and the final. If you come to the live sessions, or if you view the live sessions, I guarantee you will do much better on your midterm and final. And who doesn't want great points in this course, right? Email, you can click here. You can email me directly. You can email other people. Whenever you're emailing me for any reason about the course, make sure you use your Kaiser email. When you click here, that counts as Kaiser email. Start here is basically a start place telling you everything that's going to be done in the course. It's not as thorough as I would like it to be. This is where you do your introduction. You know, hi, I'm John Doe. I'm in the nursing program, blah, blah, blah. Resources or information you can use to help yourself with. I'm going to skip that. Ask questions. Every week there's a section you can ask questions. All you do is you click on it, leave me a question. I'll get back to you within 24 hours. Usually I get back much quicker than that. The online writing library at Kaiser, if you have any questions about APA or you want your paper to be reviewed before you turn it in, you want your discussion to be reviewed before you turn it in, go to AL. They will help you with that. Now, it doesn't show you this here really well, but you have a final research paper that is due on week 4, and I'll go through that in a minute and show you how to do that. In addition, you have a written assignment every week, weeks 1 through 3, because the final presentation is due week 4, and in your discussions you have to use APA citations and APA style references. When you click on this, this gives you a lot of information. I've already sent everyone a copy of a sample APA research paper with other additions to it like a checklist and things like that. This is just more information. The more information you have, the more you can research your paper and make sure it's done properly. Okay, so you've gone through all the start through and everything. Now we go to week 1. And week 1 is basically the same format that you're going to see every single week. Week 1, the certification, you click on that. You say, I promise I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to do good. Click on it. You're done. The pretest does not count. It's just a baseline for evaluation for Kaiser University. So it doesn't matter how bad a score you make on the pretest. As a matter of fact, it looks better if you do badly on the pretest, because by the post-test you're going to know all that information. There's a preview each week telling you what's going to go on. Again, telling you every single thing you need to do. It says read the instructor biography. That's on the instructor page. Read it or don't read it. I don't care. It won't count on your grade. Tells you what you're going to have to do. You have a reading assignment. These are the PowerPoints that are being covered that go along with the information that's in the textbook. You have a discussion post. Your discussion post, the first one, is due no later than Wednesday night at midnight. You have 3 separate posts. You have your first post, which is addressed to me. It must be addressed to someone. Your second post is addressed to one of your peers. Your third post is addressed to another one of your peers. Each one of your posts must be submitted on a separate day. They cannot be submitted all together. There are points taken off for a lot of different reasons, and I'll go over that and show you. Again, not my decision. That was the way the course was designed by Kaiser. Copies of your PowerPoints are right here. Research workshops give you information on how to go through the research processes you're going to be doing. Discussion, I'm going to come back. Well, let's go ahead and do discussion right now. Every week you have your discussion. You click on your discussion. First thing it does is it tells you about the discussion. Like I said, it has to be 3 separate discussions on 3 separate days. You cannot post attachments. Best thing to do is to write it in Microsoft Word and then cut and paste and drop it right in. Your first one has a 300 word word count. Your second and third ones have 200 word counts. Yes, they're counted. If you don't have 200 words, then you get 25 points off. So make sure you count your words and they are done. This is a rubric that shows you how to tell what's going on with your paper and whether or not you've got an A paper or you've got a not good paper. You go through all this. Then at the very bottom, it tells you what the question is that you need to discuss in this week's discussion. Now, there's 3 things here. You don't make your choice. You answer all 3 of them. When you get ready to answer it all you do is you come down here to where it says Discussion Forum, click on it, and then you would click on Thread. And now you're going to put your answer in there. When you put your answer in there, make sure it's big enough for me to read, make sure it's properly formatted, make sure that your citations and references are all per APA standards. And we will cover citations and references in great detail on the first Kaiser Live on Wednesday. It says create thread, and that's what you're going to do. If you make a mistake, you forget your word count, and you need to go back and add it, go back and reply to yourself. Do not make a separate thread. You will only have 1 thread every single week. Other than that, you will be replying to other students. If you make 2 threads, I will delete one of them. If I delete the one that you wanted to keep, well, that's going to be a problem. Usually I'll delete the first one and not the second one. So please only make 1 thread. Let's go back here. It keeps wanting to bounce. Okay, so you've got your discussion post. Every week you also have an assignment. Assignment number 1, it gives you information specifically to what it is you have to write about. What is the relationship between color and mood? What is the relationship? 1, research question. Provide the research question you will be using for the final project. So you need to come up with a research question. Look at the directions in the final project overview about choosing a research question. So there's information here specifically about the research questions. I'm sorry, these aren't the ones you choose. These are actual just examples of research questions. It gives you websites that you can get information from. Part 2, because you're going to identify what research question is that you're going to be researching by the end of the term. Part 2 is identifying ethical violations. Ethical violations is covered in your book. There's a scenario right here. It gives you information on what it is we want to see in the week 1 assignment. Did you write a research question? If you didn't, 20 points off. If you did, 20 points on. That's great. Identifying ethical violations is the majority of the assignment, so that's 60%. If you have an APA-styled reference page, 10%. Grammar and spelling do count. This is college. Then another 10 points. Yeah, you could make it through and get an 80, but if you're not going to do APA, then it's going to really hurt you, I guarantee you. When you get ready to do all that, you're ready to do your assignment, you come up to where it says assignment, you click on it, gives you the information, again, the exact same information, and it comes down here. Now, where it says add comments, never put anything in that block. Just ignore that block. What you need to do is hit write submission. And what you're going to do is you're going to write your answer to this week's assignment in Microsoft Word, hit write submission, and then cut and paste it directly into this block. Again, no attachments. Do not use attachments. So you got your assignment. Midterm review. Midterm will be next week, opening up at Wednesday. So midterm review, if you know all the answers to all the questions in the midterm review, guarantee you'll do great on the midterm, especially if you come to the Kaiser Lives, or at least view the Kaiser Lives that are recorded. Weekly summary, just information about what's going on for the week. And then there's an overview of what you're going to be doing on your final project, which is going to be due week 4. You have to go through this step by step by step. It gives you the format of exactly how you're going to lay out your paper. Each week, what you're basically doing is you're writing a portion of your paper so that by week 4, all you have to do is finalize it. Follow this information. It makes it very, very simple. It breaks it down into bite-sized pieces, which makes it a lot easier to actually progress through the assignment. It gives you exactly where the points are going to come from. It gives you more information about APA. You're going to be dumped with APA. That's great. Once you learn APA, then you'll be able to just cruise right along and not worry about it anymore. If you have any questions about your final assignment, then ask me, let me know. Don't wait until week 4 and then suddenly say, oh, I don't have Microsoft Word, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. There's nothing I can do for you then. If you tell me before that, then perhaps we can find some way to work around things. If you're one of the students that lives close to a Kaiser University actual physical campus, you can go into any of those campuses and actually work with them in the writing lab. If you don't work close to a campus, then you can use the online writing lab that I already showed you the connection to. Okay, let's go this back up. You go through all that, it has all your information, and again at the very bottom there's ask questions. When you go into week 2, and I suggest to you that you go through each one of the weeks and just see what's there waiting for you there, so you can see how the information is being processed. But when you get into week 2, it's basically the same process. The only difference is you have a midterm exam that week. It gives you information about your bibliography that you're going to be using in your research paper. It gives you all this information here, the same thing that you had before. And each week is exactly like that, but based on what you're doing that week. Make sure to take the time and go ahead and look at week 4. It gives you information on when the final exam is due, what the information is, everything that you need. This is laid out step by step. My goal in Sorry, I'm trying to do something here. My goal in this class is to try to make sure that you get the information that you need, whether you have an intention of becoming an experimental psychologist or not, that you're doing well in the program, that I would like for everyone in this class to get an A. But I can't help you unless you let me know if there's a problem. So don't tell me about the problem 2 weeks after it occurs. Tell me about it as soon as you know. That way I can work with you, and I'll do whatever I can, ethically, to help you get through the course, to get the grade that you want, and to move on and get through the program. So all you have to do is to let me know. All right, make sure we got everything. Go down here, you can do your grades and see what's going on with you there. But take your time and go through each one of these little links over here on the left-hand side and see what's coming up. Remember to use your Kaiser email. If you have any questions at all, I'm here to help you. Remember when you can to come to the Kaiser Live session every Wednesday night. I know sometimes you're working and you can't, but at least watch the recording. And again, I can't stress it enough. 2 things. Make sure you get your APA styling format down correctly. Let me know if you got problems. I can help you with it. And make sure you do exactly what it says to do in the instructions. Too often people will write an assignment because they read the title, but they didn't really read what the assignment instructions were. You need to write exactly what it is it says for you to do. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure you use your Kaiser email address. Other than that, hopefully we'll have a really good term. I will talk to everyone Wednesday night.